Hi, I'm Ken Silberling of Danburg Management. The following is my interview with Josh Dean, author of Show Dog, The Charmed Life and Trying Times of a Near-Perfect Purebred. Josh, what is it that drew you into the story of Show Dog?
I grew up with dogs. I don't have one currently, but I've always loved them. And I think, like a lot of people, I saw the movie Best in Show and was kind of intrigued by this dog show world. And I didn't know a lot about it, but I thought that as a guy who's interested in subcultures and colorful characters, little slices of Americana, that the real story behind it was going to be almost as interesting and entertaining as the movie. So I just felt like if I could find the right story there, it was going to be a great book.
That's great. I think you did find it. That's great.
Thanks.
How did you come to pick the main character of the book, who's Jack the Australian Shepherd?
Well, it was hard, actually, because I knew I wanted to tell the story of one show dog, but how do you pick one out of nearly 180 breeds that have thousands of entries? I decided that the way to do that was to find some professional handlers who worked with dogs, and so I reached out to a number of them. It took me a while to find one. I met a woman named Heather Bremer outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She invited me out to see one of the shows, and I met Jack there. He was one of about 10 dogs they were handling that day, and he just kind of, I don't know if he literally jumped on me, but he jumped out at me because he had tons of personality, and he's a beautiful dog.
That's great. And how did the dog community receive you?
Initially with some skepticism, which I understand. You know, I'm a journalist, and I'm sure they were a little sensitive to the possibility that I might be trying to make fun of them, but I think once people realized that I was out to tell a true story and not to make fun of people, it was like, this will be warts and all, but probably there aren't many warts. So once I had people's trust, they were very good to me. It just took a little bit of time to earn that trust.
You think they'd be more receptive to you today?
I do, yeah. I think the book came out and I was expecting some criticism, not because I feel like I did anything wrong or I was unfair, but just because people always find something wrong with it. There's another way the story could have been told. But the truth is people have embraced it. Show people, no matter what their breed, have been wonderful, including I met Jamie and Michele through London. And Jack is very different than a poodle, especially the #1 poodle in America. But I think anyone who participates in shows is happy to see that their hobby or their passion has been explained in a way that regular people might see it and think, oh, now I get it. I see why people do this.
Yeah, Jamie and Michele really do like the book. I really like the book, and I think we're going to be giving some away to some of our lucky viewers, so they get to read your great work, too. Well, we're poodle people here at Danburg Management. Jamie and Michele, like we said, own one of the best poodles in the country right now. So tell me what you think about poodles and how have your perceptions changed?
Yeah, actually, I wrote in the book that I think poodle people should be at the front of the line of people who deserve my apology, because I kind of, like a lot of people, I think, had this stereotypical impression of poodles that they were these overly made-up show dogs, that they just looked pretty and had these outlandish haircuts. And what I learned is that poodles are one of the smartest and most athletic breeds. Yes, they have crazy hair that takes a lot of time to fix up, and they're very expensive to show, but they're really active dogs. They were bred to be water dogs, so you can do almost any sport with them. They're smart, they're very friendly, they're a little mischievous, and they come in 3 sizes. So whether you're an apartment or a farm, you can poodle for you.
You always have a career as a poodle salesman if it doesn't work out with the writing. One of your chapters, my favorite chapter title, dealt with the judging process. Can you tell us that title? And
yeah, I believe it's pardon me while I fondle your dog's testicles. Show dog judging explained. Now it's a joke on if anyone who's watching a dog show for the first time or doesn't know a lot about dog shows will see that part of the judging when the judge will reach under the dog's legs and think like, wait a second, did he just do what I think he did? There's nothing inappropriate about it. All they're doing is making sure that dog is what they call intact, which means has its testicles and can reproduce, because showing is really about finding the best quality dogs to reproduce in a breeding program. And obviously, if a dog has been fixed, it can't reproduce. So judges are just doing their job.
That's good that we're all intact. It's been about a year since we last saw Jack. Can you tell us a little bit about what Jack is doing these days?
He's on what you might call a hiatus or vacation. He always was a family dog first. His owner loves him as a pet and is very proud of him as a show dog, but she wants him around. And He's just kind of taking the year off to be a dog. He's playing a lot of Frisbee. He's fathered a couple litters. He's a dad now numerous times. I think he's got 3 litters and another one on the way, so a lot of puppies to play with. Not all at his house. And he comes out from time to time. He'll be in Harrisburg with me this weekend. We're both going to sign books together. And I think he'll be at some other shows, and he'll definitely be back on the circuit. We haven't seen the last of Jack the Show Dog.
Looking forward to it. Josh, I know you wrote about relationships in Cosmopolitan, and I think this is some great stuff. What relationship advice do you have for dog people, and what do dogs know about relationships?
Well, the first part, I mean, dog people, I think it's important for dog people to probably should marry or date other dog people because, especially if we're talking show dog people, because it's an all-consuming hobby. You're going to spend all your time and effort and a lot of your money, and if your partner doesn't get that, then it's probably not going to work out. You'll see a lot of married people at dog shows. As for what dogs can teach us, dogs are really good at forgiveness. They don't hold grudges. They get over their sadness or anger very quickly. These are not things that humans do very well, and I think if we were to sort of watch how dogs react to us and sort of study their behaviors and try and be more like them, we would all be better partners, I think, and probably better brothers and friends. And so I think, maybe there could be a relationship column or a book written by a dog or co-written by a dog. I'm going to have to look into that, actually.
Yeah, sometimes my dog is my favorite family member, and we're all dog lovers here at Danburg.
They'll never let you down. Never.
No, never will. I know now you're the father of a 2-year-old. How's he doing? And is he ready to have his own dog yet?
If it were up to him, we would have like 20 dogs, I think. He loves dogs. He's obsessed with them. He has since he was little. I mean, he loves all animals, but especially dogs. And he knows Jack, and I have numerous books around the house that I'm either signing or that are old copies or whatever. And we keep them up on a high shelf. And numerous times my wife has caught Charlie standing on a chair trying to pull down a copy of the book, and he likes to look at it and yell Jack puppy at it, which is what he calls Jack. So I think once he's a little bit older, he's 2, so he's still kind of a wild animal himself. We'll get him a puppy, and most likely one of Jack's puppies, I think.
That'll be very, very cool. Great. All right, well, we've done Show Dog. I know you're writing some things for magazines. What's next up in the world of Josh Dean?
I'm looking for a book project. I have a couple ideas, but nothing that's far enough along to talk about. I wish I had one right now. I'm doing some magazine stories. I'm working on a soccer story for ESPN. I'm doing a few business stories for Inc., some stuff for GQ. But I'm looking for a book, so hopefully by year's end, I'll be working on a new book. But right now, I don't have.
We can get you to do one on a landlord and his crazy office tenants here.
Maybe.
So, that'd be a good one too. And final question: I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this. What's the deal with Elephant Polo?
Yeah, a lot of people want to know that, right? Not something you hear every day. Well, I played for the United States Elephant Polo team at the World Elephant Polo Championships in Nepal in 2008 and 2009. It sounds a lot grander than it was. I don't think America had any idea that we were representing it, but basically a friend of mine was in Nepal once when this event was going on, and he started chatting up with a woman who turned out to be the ambassador's wife, and he said, "Why is there no American team here?" And she said, "I don't know. That's a good question. Why don't you bring one?" So he came back, and a couple times we'd be out at parties drinking or whatever, and he'd say, "We should have an elephant polo team." And we'd be like, "Yes, of course, we should, totally." And then nobody would do anything about it. Well, he managed through some scheming and sponsors, put a team together, and we went to Nepal and competed. And it's a 4-on-4 game. Each person's on an elephant, and you have a little driver who operates your elephant, so you don't actually have to drive the elephant. You just wield this gigantic mallet. It's totally absurd and really fun.
And I guess when you fall off an elephant, you just kind of have to get back on, right?
Actually, falling off would be bad because they might trample you by accident. You're actually tied to the elephant. They lash you down with ropes, so you can't fall off.
You can't fall off an elephant. Well, so much for my advice about falling off an elephant. Well, Josh, it's been great spending some time with you. For more information, you can go to joshdean.com or showdogthebook.com. The book's available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or all your favorite booksellers. And we'll try to have lots of great information on Josh and the book Show Dog on our site at danburg.com. Thanks so much, Josh.
Great. Give my best to London.
I will do that.
All right.
Great.
Take care.